Okay, the subject of today's guitar session with Simon, that's me, is all about playing how to play "Waking Up" by Elastica, which is a song that came out in about 1995. Elastica were one of the boy-girl combination bands with in the middle of the Britpop era, and featured Justine Frischmann, who became at one point Damon Albarn from Blur and Gorillaz. She was his girlfriend for a short while. Oh, I'm not sure how long actually the relationship lasted, but anyway, that's not the point of the videos. This is all about how to play "Waking Up," both the chords and the riff. So it's a repeated riff, and it bears more than a passing resemblance to No More Heroes by the Stranglers, which I got to know earlier because I started playing guitar in the middle of the punk era. So the chord structure is A minor, C, G, A minor, A minor, D, G, A minor. But it goes by at about 140 BPM, so we're looking at sort of so the only tricky thing about playing the chord sequence, apart from the fact that it's quite quick, is the fact that some of the changes that happen as the rhythm happen on an upbeat, which is an upstroke on the guitar. So when you're counting, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the numbered beats are on the down strum, and the ones we label as an and, are on the upstroke. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So you're changing on the and of 2 to get from G to A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. It always seems to happen between the G and the A minor when you've got to do the upbeat change. 1 and 2 and. Also worth pointing out that when I do down strums, I hit more strings on the down strum. When I do an up strum, I tend to clip up 2 or 3 strings, but no more than that. So you're kind of coming up and out with the pick. Okay, so that's probably enough about the strumming, unless you want to know more. If you do, just inbox me. The riff itself is this. Okay, and it just repeats round that little sequence of notes. It's a 2-bar pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Or is that 4 bars? It's a 4-bar pattern. So it's 4 bars. My apologies. So it's a tricky riff to get right because it's so long. But I'll start off with my fingers in this formation, so I've basically got like what looks like a G gone wrong, with the first 2 fingers slipping down to the A and the D string, and I start off with an open A with a down pluck, and then an up pluck on the C note when I press down, so it's open to 3, open 3, and then you're going to go down pluck on the D and then up pluck on your A string again. So this is a tricky little maneuver, because sometimes you find yourself, if you decide to strictly alternate pick a riff, which is going down, up, in the same way that you strum down, up, picking down, up, you tend to find that what happens is that occasionally you will need to do a down pluck on a physically lower string, and then an up pluck on one that's higher, physically higher. So if you find this difficult, just practice going, say, down on the D and up on the A. If you're able to do that, then you will probably not have too much difficulty playing through the riff. So it is. So it's open, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So this is on fret 2, right? So we're just going to call that 2. O, 3. Open is O. 3, fret 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, O, 3. This is O3 on the A string. Okay, so then you go for a switch up to the bottom part of a G chord. That's a tricky maneuver, going down on the E string, up on the A string, down on the D string, and back up on the A string. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so if you're counting through and labeling them with 1 and 2 and, it will kind of become apparent when you're supposed to do a down and when you're supposed to do an up. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then I have to cross over to the F sharp note, which I'll use my third finger to do. Nextavailablefinger.com. So then it goes 4 F sharp to 0, which is the D. So 4, 0, which is down, up. Then it goes to 2 open strings, A to D. Down, up. And then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then the riff repeats. Now the target speed for this is 140 BPM. Start very slowly and use a metronome. Okay, so if you have the free Guitar Tuner app, spelt like T-U-N-A, like the fish, it's got a metronome on it, and so you can use that to help you to gradually increase your speed and play half the speed that it's supposed to be at. Start at 70, then go to 75, then go to 80, then 85, and gradually creep up to the target speed, and just keep going over it until you can play it at the desired speed. So it is. There's your riff, and that riff goes over the top of. So I hope that's been useful. Just give me a shout if you want to book in for some lessons. Just inbox me on the Facebook page, and I'll be happy to hear from you. And take care, guys. Hope that was scratching where it itches, and give me a shout if you have any requests for other songs that you'd like me to try and demonstrate, and I will do my best. Okay, bye for now. Take care, guys.